Welcome to the very first episode of the Legacy Pregame Podcast. I am Marcella Williams, behavioral financial advisor, legacy strategist, and your guide through this journey of building wealth with purpose. And I am joined by my co host and brother, Mark Mullen.
Hello, hello. As Marcella said, I am Mark Mullen, investment advisor, legacy strategist, avid cyclist, and technically the oldest brother. But Marcella likes to remind me quite often how much she's in charge.
Yes, I do like to do that. But yes, I'll acknowledge you are the older brother, and I'm grateful for that. Birth order aside, we're a team, and it's always just such a joy to be able to work with my brother. And together, we're able to really help dozens. And over the years, we've worked with dozens of first generation high earners like you, earning six, seven, even eight figures to find clarity, peace, and purpose in their building journey. And that's what this podcast is all about. Legacy Pregame is the routine you develop to actively create a mindset and environment towards building legacy wealth prior to implementation. In other words, Legacy Pregame is how you prepare to build your legacy.
That reminds me of a saying, success leaves clues. So legacy
Mhm.
pregame are like the clues that show up in your routine as a routine, but even in your behavior pattern that occurs to set up the foundations for achieving the results you want.
Exactly, Mark. So let me talk to our listeners now. I want you to think about one or two of your favorite athletes. And Mark, think about yours as well.
Oh, I have
I
mine.
You have yours? Okay, great. I am thinking of Serena Williams. It's one of my favorites. And I had a chance to kind of just study her pregame routine. And before Serena takes the court, she goes through a series of mental and emotional preparations involving one visualization and focus, where she mentally rehearses her game plan. She visualizes successful plays, which help her build confidence and reduce anxiety. And then she manages her nerves by channeling nervous energy into focus and determination. I love that one because we
Mhm.
can all benefit from that. And then before every match, Serena goes through everything with her coach. This ensures that she steps onto the court fully prepared, like fully prepared mentally to take that game. So this is just part of Serena's pregame routine. And I don't know about you, Mark, but Serena's pregame preparation sounds like it would benefit all of those who are ready to get into the game of building their legacy, right?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. And I think it's important to know why this is so important for our first gen legacy builders. Because for us, we've seen this over and over again. You have families, individuals that finally achieved a level of financial success that they've desired. They've worked hard, bust their butt, they've broken barriers, earned the title they wanted, created the income they wanted, and then what? Well, how do they feel? Let me tell you. They can feel either unprepared, they can feel overwhelmed, or worried about doing it wrong. That's a big one. Just, I don't want to mess up. And why? Because no one has handed you the playbook for this level of success.
Yes, exactly, Mark. All such good points. And when you're the first in your family to reach this level, the first to make real money, start a business, invest, or even build wealth, the pressure is real. There's no blueprint, there's no safety net, and no room for mistakes. And that's why we created this legacy pregame framework. And we're not talking about perfection, we're talking about preparation. There's a difference.
Good. So let me add that our framework allows you to minimize distractions, right? We want to help you maintain focus, want to multiply your money, reduce anxiety, and obtain clarity. The legacy pregame the framework will prepare you for the success for your next financial move.
Yes, and thank you for adding that. All of those points are so important. This is what this framework is all about. And we talk about this because let's be honest, Mark, we've been in in finance for how long now?
Oh, it's been 15 years.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I have, about 15 years, right?
Mm.
And we understand that most wealth conversations skip the human part. They jump straight to strategies, spreadsheets, and net worth numbers, right?
Right. I mean, that's the industry. But wealth isn't just math, it's mindset, it's emotion, family dynamics, it's spiritual alignment, it's even energy. And if you don't master that side of it, your money won't your money won't matter. It won't even last.
Mm, that part again, it won't even last. And that's why we built the Legacy Pregame Framework to help you get clear, grounded, and in control. So let's take the time now, Mark, to break down this framework, understand
Yes.
what it is. We've been talking about the Legacy Pregame Framework. What is it? Well, legacy is an acronym and it stands for L is legacy lens, E, emotional mastery, G, generational goals, A, alignment, C, capital strategy, and Y, your next move. Now, we're going to unpack each one of these over the next few weeks, starting with today's focus, which is your legacy lens. So, what do we mean by legacy lens? The legacy lens is a filter through which you view your life, not just your life, your money, your family, and purpose. If your lens is foggy, maybe shaped by fear, guilt, scarcity, sound familiar? You'll make decisions from a place of reaction, not intention. But when your lens is clear, you start to make confident, strategic moves. You stop living by default and you start living by design.
Mhm.
Now, how do we do this, Mark? How do we
Well,
start living
Marcel,
it this way?
I think what we can do is for our legacy builders, we can provide them
Mhm.
with a challenge, right?
Ooh,
So make
challenges.
sure you have your paper and you want to
Mhm.
write this
And your
down or
pen.
come back and listen to this. Or
That's right.
exactly.
A
So
journal. I think you all should have a journal,
that's a great
a
idea. Yeah.
Legacy Pregame Podcast journal, because we are
So
always gonna bring activities for you. So
so
go
that's
ahead,
the
Mark.
first assignment. Get your journal, right? So
Mhm.
all right.
Exactly.
Once you have your journal, now let's dive into this challenge that we have for you today. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to design, or excuse me, you're going to define your core value, getting
Mhm.
clear on what truly matters to you. And don't put down money, right? That's not a core value.
Right.
Then you want to create your personal definition of legacy. What does legacy mean to you? For us, legacy is how others experience my existence.
Mhm.
Then lastly, the last part of this assignment is to break the old lens. So let me give you an example of an old lens or a lens that we want you to get rid of. So maybe it's I can't rest until everyone else is okay, or I need more before I can start investing. Or here's one of my popular ones I hear: I have to be everything for everyone. As a
Mm,
legacy, as a first time generational wealth creator, there's a lot of pressure there, right, Marcella?
absolutely. And that's why, especially that third one, breaking that old lens, it's so important. These old beliefs, they serve you when you were in a place of survival. You needed them to get through those challenging times. But now it's time to shift from surviving to structuring your thriving legacy, because what served you then will not serve you now. So for me, as we're talking about these shifts in legacy and these legacy lands, for me, my legacy land shifted when I decided I was sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And
Hmm.
you remember that. And that's exactly what I told myself. And I went through this 21-month transformation. That was started back in 2019. And if you've followed me in the past, then you know all about my story. I've shared it often. If not, if you're new to Mark and I, no worries. You will hear more about it in episodes to come. I needed to make a major shift. And in order to, I needed to make that shift in order to really become the leader that my family needed me to be, the leader that I needed to be for my company, my clients, and my God, the leader that He created me to be and that He needed me to be.
Mhm.
So, what shifted your legacy lens, Mark?
Well, for me, it was when I went through the value assessment with you, Marcella. I mean, discovering my core values allowed me to better understand myself. You know, we walk around here making decisions, choosing A or B or C or D, and we're doing that blindly. You know, but once you discover your core values, have them written down, and then you align your actions to your core values, well, everything changed for me. And not just for me, I see the same thing in the clients when they go through their value assessment.
That was such an important that's such an important step that we take with our clients
Mhm.
and for ourselves. But we couldn't implement that until we did it ourselves. And I saw that in you. I saw how it really shaped and changed who you are and the leader that you are today. And your legacy lens got clean. So with our experience, we know that we're not talking about a one and done thing here. It's not just, oh, I did it. Okay, we're good to go. No, and then if you wear glasses, you'll understand what I'm talking about here because you understand how hard it is to keep fingerprints and smudge marks off of those lenses. I wear glasses. I'm wearing my contacts now for those who are watching on YouTube. I'm wearing my contacts now, but I wear glasses. And oh my goodness, that struggle is real. Mark, you do not know because you don't wear glasses.
No,
No,
I don't. But seeing the smudges on your glasses, yeah,
drive you crazy though.
drives
You're
me
like, why are
crazy.
your glasses so dirty? Like, I just cleaned it.
I'm like, give me them glasses. Let me
I
clean them things
know.
for you.
My husband does the same thing. It's scratched off my face. Let me clean it. I clean it. I keep like a rag with me in every purse and every luggage, in any
Right.
case. It's hard to keep those lenses clean. Y'all know. And so both Mark and I understand the challenges of keeping your legacy lens clean. That's
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely. That's why
Go.
there's so many things that can smudge those legacy lens. You know, like the change in social and economic environments that can easily bring a lack of clarity and focus. So many distractions. And let's face it, the news outlets and the media outlets, they're not here for you. They are there for ratings. And the biggest attributes for them to incentivize you to keep watching is negativity, hate, everything that draws negative emotions, thereby distracting you in your legacy lens.
Yeah, and keeping it dirty, really
Yeah,
keeping it dirty. It's so much out there every single day. And that's why Mark and I invite you to slow down, reflect, and choose how you define legacy. It is so important. Slow down, reflect, and choose for yourself before someone else defines it for you.
exactly.
If you don't define your legacy lens, you open yourself up to confusion. And I'm sure we feel that from time to time.
Mhm.
Guilt based decisions, misalignment, burnout, and regret. Oh, we don't want to feel
Oh,
that.
but here's the other side of that, right? By
Okay.
defining your legacy, you operate with clarity. You lead with confidence. You protect, Marcel, this is mine right here. You protect your peace.
Mm,
And I don't know about you, but that is
no,
important to me, protecting my peace, because it
protecting
seems
my
like
peace.
the whole world's trying to take your peace away from you, right? But
Yeah.
then on top of that, you build wealth that reflects your values, and that will outlive you.
Hmm. Such good stuff there. And so this is where we are right now, legacy builders. Okay. We are here to provide you with your pregame play. Again, this is why we want you to have your legacy pregame journal handy when you listen to the podcast, because we're going to provide you with prompts and activities that will begin helping you to develop all that you need to do to build your legacy. So here's your pregame play for today. I want you to write down first your top 3 values. Mark shared about values and the importance of them, the role that they play. So it's very important that you understand your top 3 core values. All right. Top 3 core values. Second, we want you to define your legacy. What does legacy mean to you? That's what matters. What does it mean to you? If you don't know what you stand for, what it means, then it's going to make the journey very challenging. All right. So we have 1, top 3 values. 2, your definition of legacy. And 3, 1 belief you're ready to release. Write down 1 belief that you are ready to destroy, release, remove, and more importantly, replace. Because when you release toxic thoughts, energy, here's the thing with energy, you can't really destroy it, you can't vaporize it, you can only replace it with something else. So you're going to write down 1 belief that you're ready to release. And here's a bonus point: write down what you want to, a new belief that you want to replace the negative belief with. Okay. That's just a bonus part. And so when you do that, I want you to take a screenshot, share it on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, not X, because we're not on X, and then tag us. Well, I don't know about you, Mark, but I
Oh
barely
no.
check I don't check my X account. So share it on IG, Facebook, or LinkedIn, and tag us with the hashtag Legacy Pregame Podcast. All right. So remember, hashtag Legacy Pregame Podcast. And to go even deeper, we want you to download your free Legacy Pregame Clarity Workbook. Okay. It's free. So go download it. It's on the podcast page, and the link is also in the show notes. It will walk you through each step of the framework with guided prompts so you can start building legacy with intention. Remember, you want to design it. So we created this workbook to give you the same clarity we use with our Flex clients, and that's our family legacy experience clients. And it's our gift to help you begin this journey grounded and confident.
And we want to make sure that you click on the link in the show notes so you can grab it right now. Right. So don't hesitate. Let's go ahead and get that started. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. I want to be very clear here. Your legacy doesn't start someday. You're here because we want to make sure you understand that the moment that you have clarity, that is when you've started the journey. So that's
Yes.
why we're here, Marcella. We're
Yes.
excited.
Yes. So good. Okay. So we're going to let the excitement continue by joining us right back here next week, where we'll talk about emotional mastery. That's the E. So join us back here for emotional mastery, because let me tell you, if your emotions lead your money, your legacy will not last.
That's a big one for me, Marcella. I have quite a bit of conversations about separating emotions and finances. The two
Mhm.
do not go well together.
Absolutely. That's going to be a good conversation.
Yes.
Definitely. So until then, live well, build wisely.
And keep your legacy lens clear.